Now it's recording.
Okay.
This is one of the happiest days in my life. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this movie. Today we're going to be using this movie to introduce you to a short course explaining what is going to be happening in the MasterMind to Personal Power. It's so great. By the way, I'm Bill Hultquist, the founder of MasterMind to Personal Power, and it's almost overwhelming after spending a lifetime looking behind the information of all the great things that are part of the MasterMind to Personal Power. It's now about to be revealed to you, and you're going to be seeing and learning things and processing things and in a way that you've never seen it before. It all started in my mid-20s. I was looking through my ex-father-in-law's executive library, and I found Napoleon Hill's Law of Success. There were 16 books to read, and it took a while. And I learned, and I found something that was really unusual, because the material that was in the Law of Success was not being taught at any school or college or university. There was nowhere to find it in any business course. But yet I found the information to be so inspirational about the right attitude, how to treat people, how to conduct yourself in business in an ethical and moral way. All these beautiful things that were in those books I read and learned about and began to apply in my own career. And suddenly I found myself about to take my company public, and I was reading Reverend Schuler's, actually it was a group of tapes that he had recorded. It was called What Incredible Thing Would You Attempt to Do if you only thought it wasn't impossible? And the fact is that taking a company public is kind of impossible. It's really a hard thing to do, and it's one of those things that all young entrepreneurs in this country are so grateful for, that opportunity. Standing in Wall Street, looking at the Statue of Liberty from a 50-foot building, presenting to people that are part of your, part of the company, the groups that are coming together to put up the money to take a company public, the American dream in action, all those things happen. And I suddenly realized that Reverend Schuler's tapes were all filled with the motivational thing about things that were necessary to help us keep going in spite of the obstacles that occurred in moving our company forward. And then I suddenly realized that it wasn't just Reverend Schuler or Bob Proctor or Earl Nightingale or Norman Vincent Peale or Anthony Robbins or Brian Tracy. And I could just go on and on and on. But I suddenly realized that the material that I had read in the Law of Success, originally put together by Napoleon Hill, was being used by all the great people that were making up the so-called success industry. It was being used by all those people, yet so few people were actually recognizing the benefit of the book that Napoleon also wrote, Think and Grow Rich. You know, he put that together after interviewing almost 500 millionaires. And he did it because Andrew Carnegie commissioned him to do it. And what they were looking to find is that what kind of shift has to take place in a human being in order for extreme success to take place. They were fascinated by that. And Andrew Carnegie had boasted to Napoleon Hill. He said, and you probably remember Andrew Carnegie put the U.S. Steel Corporation together from 40 small individually owned steel companies, and he created 40 millionaire teams. And the way he talked about his teams was that he could take any one of his teams, put them anywhere on the planet, and they would succeed. They would be a success. That's what captivated me about this material. I began to ask myself the question, why would he make such a claim? What's so different about his teams that made up U.S. Steel Corporation from all the other teams and all the other companies, people that work together? And what we're going to be studying and working on with you and our group is the answers to the law of success and what happens about thinking and growing rich. But different from all of the success gurus and all the people that are out there, you find yourself reading these books and becoming very positively stimulated. You go to a seminar and you find your entire being is uplifted by this motivational and beautiful speech of these wonderful leaders. But what happens is, the moment that you return to normal life, all of this great material becomes eroded and dissipated by all the stressful things that are happening all around you in your normal everyday life. Family, friends, business, acquaintances, all the different things that you're doing reduce that capability. And so the MasterMind to Personal Power is a business model that's been designed to absolutely, positively make you aware of all of the things that are part of the process, the attitudes, the thoughts, the things that are necessary. But more importantly, the business model itself includes all of the things that need to be done on a daily and a weekly basis to habitualize those processes which will help you become extremely successful and accomplish the dreams of your life. So that's where we're headed, and this is going to be an incredible journey, and I'm really looking forward to you coming along with us. And part of our promise in today's movie is to help you understand by opening a door to your knowledge about the mastering of your mind, let's say, as the first start, because all work has to start with yourself. And so we have with us today Violet Igolnikov, and Violet is a very accomplished marketing and salesperson. She's gone through, actually she's beginning a second career now, but she's gone through a career of very, very accomplished salesmanship. And you know how difficult that type of work is. And the things that she's learned, she's applied, and she's along the way she's earned her MBA, and now she's actually attending the University of Santa Monica, getting a master's degree in spiritual psychology. And spiritual psychology has a lot to do with the study of the mind and how this all works. And so she has put together a marvelous program about helping you set your goals and see them coming alive 1 year later. And her program is called 1 Year Later, and she's agreed to introduce you to that program so that we think it'll be a perfect way to start your masterminding with us. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Violet.